patients. He is the son of Dr. A. Ramalingam, a graduate and eminent physician from the field of Sita, and Dr. R. Meenakshi, a graduate and distinguished practitioner of homeopathy medicine, both being the descendant of renowned families from South India who practice Indian medicine traditionally. Even though Dr. R. Sivakumar was born and brought up in the metropolitan capital, the most happening city of South India, Chennai, his love for Indian medicine made him to join the pioneer of all medical systems in the world, the Ayurvedic system of medicine. He finished his graduation, BAMS, Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, from the famous century-old College of India, the Venkatramana Ayurvedic Medical College, Mylapore, Chennai, and did his Masters, specializing in Kai Chikitsa, from another famous 75 years old college, Hubli Ayurveda Seva Samti's Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Hubli. During his post-graduation, he did his research work on osteoarthritis and proved the concept of chondrogenesis, that is the possibility of redevelopment of cartilage in the joints through Ayurveda, and for which he was greatly appreciated by Department of Ayush, Government of India, New Delhi, at the centenary celebrations of the Government Ayurveda College, Mysore, Karnataka. He had consistently been a top performer throughout his graduation and post-graduation, and graduated as one of the leading mass scholars. He had been practicing Ayurveda even before completing his internship. Throughout his UG, he got well trained under Dr. L. Mahadevan, Director, Sri Sharada Ayurveda Hospital, Kanyakumari. His desire to develop multi-speciality hospitals in Ayurveda made him to do his MBA in hospital management from Alagappa University, Tamil Nadu, during the same time of his post-graduation. He was a notable faculty of the Department of Kai Chikitsa at Sri Sairam Ayurveda Medical College and Research Center, Tambaram, Chennai, for 11 years from 2010 to 2021. He presently holds the post of Secretary for Ayurveda Postgraduates Association, Tamil Nadu, first of its kind in India. He is also the Vice President for All India Ayurveda Congress, Chennai unit, and Treasurer for National Ayurveda Students and Youth Association, Tamil Nadu, NASIA, and represent the organizations at all levels and been an important personnel in bringing out the first Government Ayurveda College at Kottar, Nagarkoil in Tamil Nadu. I think he needs an applause for that. He has presented numerous research papers in challenging diseases and has given informative guest lectures in schools and colleges. He also continuously writes health articles in newspapers, magazines, and addresses media, TV, news channels frequently. And he is also an active member of Rotary Club of Chennai Golden Star. And he has also received several awards. It includes Ulaga Tamil Aaraichi Niruvanam, Government of Tamil Nadu has felicitated him with the prestigious Dhanvantari Award recently for his contribution towards ancient medicine. He was also conferred with Ayurveda Nakshatra Award by the Ayurveda Graduates Association of Tamil Nadu for his contributions towards Ayurveda. Now I request our respected Vice Principal, Dr. Jayashankar Sir, to felicitate him with a Ponnade. Now I request our Chief Guest, Dr. R. Sivakumar Sir, to share his thoughts and experiences on Ayurveda. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon all. Nice to be here. I come to Dharma frequently. It's like my second home. Even though I have not studied here, my good friend Dr. Jaikar is here, and we are friends for the past 20 years, right from 2003. So in that way, I'm associated officially. Also through university, I come as external, and through NASIA, where Dr. Jaikar is the president and I am the treasurer. So in many ways we are associated, and that's how I frequently visit your college. So today is yet another occasion to visit you and to motivate you on the subject that you have taken for your future, right? Yes. So I hear that most of you are non-Tamil speaking, so I'll continue my speech in English as usual. You have heard about me. So I always say an institute teaches you, and the institute also inspires you. More than that, you should also think somebody or follow somebody as a guru, so that your thoughts will be larger than life and you can reach your destination quite easier. So always have this in your mind. College, you have teachers, you have college, you have infrastructure, you have all the facilities here. But more than that, think somebody as your guru. It can be a manasika guru or it can be a physical guru also. Always have this in mind. Okay. So, people in this 21st century, you all read maths, biology, science, chemistry, English, Hindi, and all, and you are made to see everything with proof. So whatever you want, even if your parents say, generally the thought process is you go to internet and cross verify it. That's how this generation is, right? So you all do that. Suddenly you come into Ayurveda and say that there is something called as Aptopavachanam, and you should just accept what the gurus say, right? Were you all told that? Yes. Was it very difficult to follow? So I hope most of you are Astikas here. Do you all believe God? So is there any proof physically or biologically or scientifically for the existence of God? So it's same. This is a godly medicine, and yet it is scientifically validated. That is what is very important. You have the right to cross verify it and still it will give you the positive result. So it's no more just a science of God. Right now we have physical and scientific validation of the system. So there is no hesitancy in learning this system. Okay? So you have come into the system, now this is your future. There is no thinking back. Don't have hesitations. There are one MBBS doctor for every 100 patients in India. World Health Organization says it has to be in a much lower proportion. But do you know how much Ayurveda doctors are there for this proportion? Do you know? Roughly 1 for 2,000 patients. One doctor, 1:2,000. So the scope for our system is much more wider. You still have a lot of patients in hand even before you become a doctor. Okay, the basic idea is after finishing your course, you are going to treat patients. So you have that hesitancy whether I will get patient. Yes, this is the statistics. You already have 2,000 patients lined behind you for your treatment, waiting for your treatment after 6 years appointment, right? Yes. So, yes, next. So this presentation I have already left in your official computer. You can all, if you want, you can take it, share it. These are my branches. This is my hospital. I started my career as a teacher, and then after 10 long years of teaching and after becoming professor and HOD, I just resigned my job from Dharma Ayurveda Medical College, which is a neighboring institute to your institute. And right now I'm fully concentrating on practice alone because I have 6 branches to maintain, and I also have a pharmacy manufacturing unit with a license of about 160 Shastric and proprietary medicines. So I'm right now concentrating on all these things. See, this is all this I'm telling not to get claps. All this I'm telling is to instill that confidence inside you that everybody can shine whoever takes this science. So that is very important. I was just seeing your library and I saw one 2002-2003 batch photo there. Dr. Jaishankar alone is still in the college, in the faculty. Whereas in the students, I could see Dr. Arun Wilson, Dr. Sunil Roy. Do you know where they are now? Yes, they are professors at Nagarkoil, Government Ayurveda Medical College. And I saw Nandini Vijay photo. She is at the Government Ayurveda Medical College. And I saw Dr. Arulpati. He has finished his MS and he is practicing a successful surgical practitioner in Chennai. Then I saw Dr. Parandaman, who is a senior most official in insurance department. See, the carriers, your seniors are telling you. He is now a very confident and senior most personnel in insurance department. Any insurance in Chennai for Ayurveda, Siddha, Homeopathy, Unani, Naturopathy is getting sanctioned only because of him inside the company. Okay, so he is holding a key post. Okay, so your seniors, your college, and they have made it already. They are all into a very respective positions. I am just telling one batch. There are so many batches after that, 15, 20 batches have come, but still with one batch, see how much of people have come out positively. So it is going to happen to you also with little bit of your what? Pardon? Hard work, yes. So you have already made half of the hard work to get into the course. So remaining little bit of hard work will definitely take you to heights. Okay? Yes. So I hope you know this. I hope some of the professors would have already told you, and nowadays before coming here you would have learnt all these things. What is Ayush? So next. See, this is the statistics of the position of Ayush profession in India. See, there are infrastructure, dispensaries, hospitals, practitioners, patients, institutes, then education, about 900, this is 3 years back statistics, about 900 colleges are there in India. In India, do you know how many medical courses are approved courses? How many medical courses are there? You would have made your math, right? Already homework. How many medical courses are there? Yes? There are only 8 medical courses in India. MBBS, BDS, Ayush, veterinary science. Only this much. Okay? So in India only we have 8 medical courses. If you go to USA or if you go to any other country, there is only MBBS. There is nothing else. Or probably veterinary science and some research, directly into the research. Such courses are there. But you cannot see a patient and prescribe medicines. If you want to see a patient and prescribe medicines, only 8 courses are available, out of which you have taken 1. So it is not what we call as Party Vaidyam. Kindly understand this. Many non-Tamil speaking are there. Do you know what is Party Vaidyam? People call grandma's potion, no? What is grandma's potion? If you get some problem, your grandma will make a decoction, kada, and give you, and you get better, right? That is not Ayurveda. Kindly be very clear, this is not Ayurveda. Okay? I will tell you why. I quote this always in all my speeches. During my post-graduation, where our Dr. Berwin, we all did the post-graduation at the same place, probably at different years, Hubli. So that instance made me to speak out of, not to write prescriptions, but to speak more to the public. That was the instance. What happened is, there was a postgraduate mother, some other teaching institute. She was a teacher, not in a medical line, some other line. She had a pregnancy, she had a delivery. The baby had a problem in the heart. The mother did not know the seriousness. In 3 months, the baby started having chokings and breathlessness and cough, cold and other things followed up. She totally forgot all this medical history and she took to local doctors. What will the local doctors do? Give some medicines. So she took to 2-3 doctors, none worked because the problem is not with the lungs, the problem is with the heart. Finally, what she did, none of the medicines worked because the doctors thought it is a cold and they gave the prescriptions. But the child is having a different issue, which the mother didn't reveal to the doctors. So after 3-4 doctors visit, what the mother thought, okay, I am the best doctor for my child, let me treat my child. What is the common treatment that you get in WhatsApp for cold? Not even internal medicine, external. What is the common prescription? That too, especially for the kids. Tell me. Turmeric milk. No, I am asking about an external, not even internal, external. Pardon? Nebulization. Good. That's an medical treatment. I am asking about a home remedy. Steaming. Okay. So you all see a WhatsApp forward. Those days WhatsApp was not there. It was some in some book. So common remedy: heat coconut oil, put some camphor into it, apply to the chest. All the cold will go off. Have you ever come across this? How many of you have done this? Have you all got results? But do you think this is Ayurveda? This is not Ayurveda. This is home remedy. This is part of Ayurveda, not science, not the Ayurvedic medicinal science. The same treatment the mother did for the child. See what problem, when to do, how much quantity, what is the ingredient, whether the ingredient has to be proportionate, how much heat has to be given, how many times to be applied, and can it be applied for a 3-year baby, can it be applied 3-month baby, can it be applied for something else other than the chest problem. None is discussed here, right? So is this scientific? No. The mother did this treatment to the baby continuously for 4 times in a day, and the baby was unconscious, became unconscious. But what the mother thought, the baby was crying all 3 days, so now he is feeling better, he is sleeping. But after some time, the child turned bluish. That is when she got alarmed and she brought the child to our hospital. Unfortunately, we were not able to revive the child. The child passed away. She thought it's an Ayurvedic treatment, so somehow she came to our college. But because of the ignorance of the mother, and because she thought this is a pure remedy, home remedy, this is not going to give any complication to the child, she did it. And why the child passed away? The child passed away because of camphor poisoning. And already there is a heart issue. On top of it, you put all the chemical camphor and the child inhaled it and became unconscious, and anoxia or hypoxia, bluish, and all these happen. So that's why I'm saying Party Vaidyam or grandma's medicine is different. It does not have inbuilt guidelines, whereas Ayurveda has inbuilt guidelines. So this is the clarity that you should have in your mind, and whenever somebody is questioning you, you should be able to explain this clearly. Okay, we have scientific inbuilt guidelines how to be healthy, how to avoid diseases, how we can protect ourselves from diseases by following seasonal regime, by following daily regime, by following Satvritam Sadacharam, which is personal contacts and personal hygiene. And if at all a disease comes, how to identify the disease, what are the reasons, what are the cause for the disease, how the pathology happens inside the body, what is the signs of curability, what is the signs of manageability, what is the signs of incurability. If at all it is curable or manageable, what are the medicines to be given, what are the detoxification therapies to be done. All these are discussed. All these are happening, all these are available in Pativadyam? No. Right? So, our system is a very scientific system. Do you know, I'm not sure, can somebody raise hands who are from Tamil Nadu? Who know Tamil rather? Okay, so half. Good. In Tamil Nadu, about 2 lakh people were treated for COVID in hospitals. Do you know this? Do you know the statistics? And out of 2 lakh people, only 1 died. Do you know the statistics? It was discussed in Parliament. So, if you say this is an age-old science, and if you say that this is no more relevant today, will it be effective in handling a dreadful disease like COVID? Can we handle with the age-old, outdated system of medicine with a dreadful disease where the world is facing a challenge? But we were simply able to treat it. So how was it possible? Because the relevance of the system even today, the effectiveness of the system even today, the holistic approach that we follow, that is relevant even today for all the non-communicable and communicable diseases that are coming and going to come. Still our system will be effective. Do you know, like 5 years back we had dengue in Tamil Nadu. During dengue, this Nilavembu Kashayam was distributed in all government modern medical hospitals. Do you know this? There were a big drum kept and every patient was distributed Nilavembu Kashayam. So that is the impact of our system and relevance and effectiveness of our system even now. Okay, so you have taken a system which is far better and far advanced than the contemporary medical system existing in India. Do you know what is paracetamol? What is paracetamol? Yes? Tell me, what is paracetamol? So it's a anti-inflammatory medicine, also given for fevers. Okay? Do you know that it is first derived from a plant source? Paracetamol is derived from a plant source. Okay? So we call that as Sudarshana or Chinkona. So similar plant derivation as paracetamol, now they are making it synthetically. Do you know the topmost medicine in modern medicine used for chemotherapy of cancer? Have you ever heard of vincristine, vinblastine? Have you ever heard of these 2 chemo drugs used in modern medicine? The topmost chemo drugs. These are derived from a plant called as Vinca rosea, which is Nitya Kalyani, or we call it as Sudugattu. It will be growing only in places where nobody concentrates. So such a plant is giving such a remedy which even the modern medicine is trying to utilize it in their system. So this is how is modern medicine. I'll always give these examples. What is the best iron supplement which is being given in modern medicine? Ferrous? Ferrous sulfate, right? Ferrous sulfate is the common FeSO4.7H2O, Fesobit. The capsule is 1 rupee. But if you take this ferrous sulfate and keep a magnet, the magnet will catch this Fesobit capsule. And if you take this capsule, out of 100 patients, 60 people will have cramps, blackish stools, and stomach disturbance, and some constipations. So, they developed a very recent drug, like 20-25 years back. They came out with one more drug which is called as ferrous citrate. And they claimed that ferrous citrate is more absorbable. It does not give any complications. It is better to give ferrous citrate for patients who are not tolerable to ferrous sulfate. But the same ferrous sulfate is calcisum. Calcisum, in your studies you learn that. How do you make calcisum basma? It's one of the drugs that we give for Pandu anemia. So you triturate that with lemon juice, which is citric acid. So 3000 years, we are giving what modern medicine identified 20 years back. And the best calcium source that is biodegradable in your body is calcium oxide. But till now, modern medicine gives you calcium carbonate only. So calcium oxide, when it forms, when you calcine calcium, that is what we call as pudam. You learn in your subject. You process the calcium and then give to the patient. Whereas modern medicine also gives the same calcium. So what is, can anybody tell me a source of calcium in our system? In Ayurveda? Shuddhavargam, okay. Any specific one in Shuddhavargam? Shankam, right? Shanga is, in English, what it is called? Conch? Shell. So what is the modern calcium supplement called? Shell Cal. They are also taking from sea source. We are also taking from sea source. But what they do, they powder it with heavy machines, refine it, make a tablet and give you. But what we do, after triturating it with certain juices to potensify its efficiency, we calcine it and then give to the patient. So that is the superiority of our system. You cannot match it with modern medicines. Today, the modern research field will say, this is very good. After 10 years down the lane, they will say, no, this is causing cancer, let us withdraw from the market. But our medicines are there in the market for past probably 3000 or more than 3000 years. So that's the efficiency. So when something is long in the market, it means that it is efficient. Second thing, it is not producing any side effect. So that's how our system is more for scientific than the present medical system, which is, of course, present medical system is needed for certain conditions. We are not against modern medicine. Be very clear. Don't develop any enmity to modern medicine. Modern medicine is also need of the hour. They have certain technologies. We can also use certain technologies. Technologies are common. MBBS doctor has not invented a stethoscope. An MBBS doctor has not invented a sphygmomanometer. It was invented by a scientist. Later, adapted by MBBS. Same way, we can also adapt all the tests and other things, because many people will ask, you are an Ayurvedic doctor, why do you see blood test? To minimize the errors, to minimize the time period of medication, to minimize the cost. For all these things only we go for tests, because we also have inbuilt guidelines to identify diseases. Okay? So, if at all anybody shoots a question towards you, you should have answer in your hand, and you should be confident enough to shoot the answer back. Will you all do it? Because you will face all these questions in your life. So you have to be no second thought at all. Just shoot these answers. What is Veda? What is Veda? Science, mantra, knowledge. Good. Vedam is science. And when you learn the science, it is called as Vidya. Okay, so what you are all called? You are all called Vidyarthis. You are all learning Veda. So what kind of Veda? Ayurveda. What does that literally mean? Science of life. Is there any word here telling you that this is medicine? That you are learning is medicine? No. Because you are learning the science of life. and you are learning primarily to keep yourself, your community and your patients healthy. Do you know the best profession as a doctor, what you can achieve? What is the best superior level in your practice you can achieve? Yes, tell me. The best superior level you can achieve in your practice is becoming jobless. Becoming jobless. A policeman is there. If there is no thief, the policeman becomes jobless, right? So your profession is designated to keep your community healthy. That's first. Then treat them. So if you are able to keep your community healthy, then you have achieved your target. Because what is the word doctor tells you? What is the word doctor tells you? Doctor should have a meaning, no? What is that? Doctor in Greek means teacher. Do you know this? We call Vaidya. What is Vaidya? Vaidya is one who teaches Vidya to others. Literal meaning is not writing prescription. So if you call yourself as a doctor, if you call yourself as a Vaidya, first you should teach your community, your people to how to be healthy, how to avoid diseases or how to overcome diseases. Then you write prescription. Okay, so that is the prime importance you come into the system. It's not just writing prescriptions. Okay, so being a Vaidya or being a doctor has a lot more of inner meaning than just writing prescriptions. Ayurveda exactly tells you this. When you learn MBBS, you start with anatomy, physiology, pathology, and it goes on like that. There's only one subject in between called as preventive and social medicine. Whereas in Ayurveda, you start with Sutrasthana, right? You have went through the books of your Sutrasthana. Ashtanga Hridaya, madam, what is that? So in your Sutrasthana, what you are going to learn is exactly this. You are going to learn how to keep yourself healthy. First is this, you have to be healthy, then only you can treat others. So first you have to be healthy, then you teach the same healthiness to your community and your people. Then if at all they don't follow, land up in diseases, then you treat them. So this is very important. The whole structure of learning BAMS is different from learning MBBS. Okay? So this is what is very important. Why to be healthy? Why to be healthy? See, our system is propagated by rishis and munis. And rishis and munis are, in Tamil they say Muttrum Thurandavargal, which means they don't like or dislike anything, anybody. But still they liked Ayurveda and they propagated Ayurveda. Why? I put that question to you. Think about it. Munis are people who didn't like anything or dislike anything, but they practiced and preached Ayurveda. Why? So think about it. Okay. This, yes. Next. Yes. This, I think some people would have discussed about this. You would have learnt about WHO definition of health, right? You would have learned somewhere in your 12th. Do you know how Ayurveda explains it? Samadosha samagnischa samadatu malakriyaha prasanna atmendriya manaha swastha iti abhidhyate. So a healthy person in Ayurveda is called as swastha. Swastha means swatishtati. You know your status. Tan nilayai arindavan. That is swastha. So how a person can be called swastha?
Samadosha, physical attributes, physiological attributes. Sama Agnischa, good metabolism. Samadhatu, good physical attributes. Then Malakriya, all detoxification processes are happening perfectly. Not only that, Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha. This is not being explained by even WHO. You just go to internet and see WHO's definition of health, how it evolved. 50 years back, we had only one line of definition. Now only they have included not merely absence of disease. Previously, these things were not there. Social well-being was missed. Now slowly they added social well-being. So they are evolving. Still it is not evolved. WHO's definition of health is still not evolved. Whereas in Ayurveda, it is very perfect. See, Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha, who will say? You should have perfect level of your Atma, Indriya and Manas, which is sense organs, mind and soul. Is this coming in WHO definition? No. So that's what I'm saying. Our system is more advanced than the contemporary science. Next. So you would have learned about this just to tell you that how old is Ayurveda. In your science, when you learn, you will be learning this word, Brahma Smritva Ayusho Veda, which means you all know that Brahma is the first God. He is the creator of the universe, he is the creator of everything. But Brahma himself did not write Ayurveda, he only recollected Ayurveda, which means Ayurveda is too old even to Brahma. Just to say that significance, how old is it? This you will learn part of your curriculum, origin. These are the basics of Ayurveda. You learn all these in your curriculums. Panchamahabhutas, Tri Dosha, Saptadhatu, Panchakoshas, Prakriti, Trivida Pariksha, Statana Pariksha, Pada Chatushtayam. See, all this you will learn. In Pada Chatushtayam, I want to show something. I want to discuss something. Pada Chatushtayam has 4 limbs of treatment, which is Doctor, Bishak, Dravyan, Upastata, Rogi, Pada Chatushtayam. So Bishak is Doctor, Dravya is the medicine. Then? Yes. Yes. So Bishak, Dravyan, Upastata is attendant. Rogi is the patient. Everything is clearly told. When you learn Rasha Sastram, there is something called as Dhanvantri Bhava. How much cash you have to collect from the patient. No, that is being told. It's not in money. It's about the profit. How much profit you have to collect. And when you finish your BAMS, do you know the procedure that you have to follow? What is the procedure that you have to follow? You have to apply to your government, to your state government, get it registered under your state government, and then only you are permitted to practice. Do you know what Shushruta says? After finishing your course in Guru Sishya Parampara, you have to exhibit your techniques to the king. The king has to authorize, and then only you can practice. See how relevant it is. While examining a female patient by a male doctor, Shushruta says, you have to have either your mother with you or the patient's relative with them while examining an opposite sex patient. Is this not relevant? Just think, the system is, the people were not even wearing chappals, the people were semi-barbarics and barbarics in that age. How clear and how advanced is the system? Which is very relevant even today, right? So, audio rogi, vishakvashyo nyapakaha, sattvavan abhi. Too much of Sanskrit. Huh? That's the order of the day. You will learn too much of Sanskrit in between. Audio rogi. So, see, Ayurveda is a divine science, but there are some practical things explained. Audio rogi, what is audio rogi? The patient has to have some wealth to meet you. is a very poor guy, it will be difficult to treat him. Audio rogi, which means he should have little finance to at least pay for the medicines. If it's too poor, your tendency may not be to write good medicines. You will write medicines which are cheap. By that, the patient may miss very good treatment. So it is very practical. Nowadays, if you go to the hospital, you should have 2-3 lakhs in the packet and then only you should go to the hospital. That's how the system is, that's how the trend is, right? Or you should have at least an insurance, which is your own cash you have saved somewhere. Similar thing is being explained. What is explained for Vishak? Daksha. What is Daksha? Compassionate. What is compassionate? Just by seeing a physician, you should get the confidence. Okay, I've come to him, definitely he's going to treat me. That compassionate approach, your face, your eyes, everything has to speak. Even though you don't speak, your expressions has to speak to the patient. Daksha, tirthartham, practical knowledge, shastrartham, theoretical knowledge. Who will explain all these things? Modern medicine does they explain all these things? No. But if you go to Hutchison, such things are being explained there. No? When you read your Hutchison examinations, the author says, see how the patient is waiting. See what book the patient has. What is his interest to read. See what car he came. All these things are there in Hutchison. The latest book also discusses all these things. Because the patient may have a hesitation, may have a fear in speaking to you. So while coming, if you ask, okay, are you reading Dan Brown articles? Good. So if you start the conversation like that, the patient will become more friendly to you. That's what the latest textbook on examination tells you. That is what our system also explains. So that is what I'm telling. Our system is more relevant. Next. So you'll all learn these things. The most complicated surgical procedures have been done at least 3,000 years back. You might wonder how it was done, probably with narcotics or with marma. The surgeries were still done without anesthesia. So 300 surgical procedures are available in Shushruta Samhita, which are very much relevant even today. The nasal reconstruction surgery discussed by Shushruta is even being done today. So that is the relevance of, and the instruments that have been discussed in Shushruta Samhita are all relevant even today. Maybe they are called with different names, because our books will have Sanskrit names. Simha Mukha Yantra, Kaka Mukha Yantra, and all will be there. Modern physicians will name their instruments with their names. Benedict's apparatus, no? Wilson's forceps, like that. Their own name, but very similar. Yes. Next. So, Nalanda. What is Nalanda? It housed about 10,000 students on its peak for learning Indian sciences, including Ayurveda. So that was how organized our studies were right in the olden days. Next. Nalanda, what is remaining now is only not even hardly 1% of what it was. But now, recently, Nalanda University is reinstated by the central government. I hope you know that. They are starting all the courses again. Next. Takshashila, you know this? Next. Yes. So this I have discussed already. How Ayurveda will treat viral disease, bacterial disease, fungal disease, protozoal disease. How is it possible? We never have the concept of bacteria and virus in our system, no? Then how can we treat? Just tell me. Modern medicine has antibiotics. They have microscopes to identify the bacteria. They have culture to grow the bacteria. All these are done. Our system does not have all these things, but still, how we are able to treat? I'll ask you one thing. You would have all been small kids by then. Now you are all grown up. Or you will have some small kids at home. Once you give antibiotic, does the disease go away completely? Does that not reoccur again frequently? Some children always have the tendency of getting cold frequently. Is it not true? Why? Why? The simple answer is, you have to treat your body, not the pathogen. We all forgot that we have something called as an immunity inside. Right now I'm speaking, you are listening, but your body is fighting at least 100 diseases inside. Do you know that? In 1 lakh disease, one disease sprout out and cause some problems to you. Out of 1 lakh disease, 99,999 diseases are being already destroyed by your immunity. So what we need to do? Simply support your immune system. That's all. Support your immune system with your diet, with your lifestyle, and if needed with some medicines. Okay. How many of you know that hypothyroidism has one tablet to treat? What is that? Most of you might be knowing. Do you know? Have you ever heard of thyroxine, L-troxine being given in modern medicine to treat thyroid diseases? Is it a logic? Tell me this. Tell me this alone. Is there any science or logic in treating hypothyroidism with L-troxine, thyroxine? See, I have a phone. One fine morning, the phone is not working properly. What will I do? What will I do? So I'll try to charge it, remove the battery, or tap the phone 4 or 5 times. Still, if it is not working, I'll give some biscuit at home, probably my kid, and he will do something. And still not working, I'll give to the service center. I'm still not recoverable, then I go for a new phone. This is the usual protocol we follow, right? Instead, will we throw the phone and buy a new phone immediately? No. So the same way, the thyroid is not functioning properly. So what you need to do? You will need to stimulate your gland to work normally. But what you are doing, the same gland, the same hormone which is being synthetically made outside, you are giving inside. Are you doing any justice to your gland which is lazy? Are you doing any justice? No. Right? This is how most of the diseases are treated with modern medicine. Anti-cholesterols, anti-BP, anti-diabetic, anti-thyroid, all these are, today you take, you are normal. Tomorrow you don't take, again your levels will elevate. Lifelong you have to take the medicines because they are only neutralizing the problems or substituting or hiding the problems. They are not working on the samprapti, what we call as pathogenesis in Ayurveda is samprapti. Samprapti vikatanameva chikitsa. So the treatment is basically breaking the pathogenesis. That is not what we are concentrating with modern medicine. That is done only with our system. So that is why we are successful in reversing diabetes, in reversing thyroid diseases, in reversing PCOD and all other lifestyle diseases which are not known to mankind 2000 years back. Now, these diseases will come. This is how you have to approach. That is what is the guidelines given by Ayurveda 2000 years back when these diseases were not such relevant. See how advanced it is. So, நோய் நாடி நோய் முதல் நாடி அதுதான் நிற்கும் வாய் நாடி வாய்ப்பச் செயல் is திருக்குறள். Some of you would have heard about this word and Tamil people must know this. If you don't know, at least learn now. Rogamado parikshet tato anantaram aushadam. Do a detailed examination of the disease and the person and then write the prescription. Tato anantaram aushadam. So, Noi Nadi, which means approach the disease. Noi Mudal Nadi, approach the causative factor. Adudanikum Vai Nadi, what will be the treatment for the causative factor? Vai Pachai, you prescribe that. This is being exactly told in Siddha, Tirukural and Ayurveda also. Whereas, in this context of thyroid, are we following this rules in modern system? Not at all. So, that is why modern system makes you a patient always. Our system tries to make you normal always. But you might not see immediate recovery with your modern parameters. If you take a thyroid tablet, after 2 days you check your thyroids, it will drastically fall. But if you take our system, it will not fall for next 2 months. But you will clinically improve. Then slowly your thyroids will get normal. Then you stop the medicines, it will never get worsen again. That's the advancement and science behind our system. So that is how we treat most of the diseases. We don't concentrate on the bacteria or virus, we concentrate on our own system. So Ayurveda status today, Ayurveda was banned in Malaysia. Do you know this? You cannot practice as an Ayurvedic doctor in Malaysia until 2000. Now, 12 district government hospitals of Malaysia has Ayurvedic division. And Ayurvedic people, doctors from India are deputed. Not only Ayurvedic doctors, Siddha doctors are deputed by Government of India through the Malaysian government into their hospitals. And do you know, you need at least 45 days of time to get one appointment to meet those doctors there. That is the growth of our system now in other countries. In Singapore, again Ayurveda is flourishing. Indian systems of medicine is flourishing because Malaysia and Singapore predominantly have Tamil people. So it is easy to go there. And the world's costly Ayurvedic medicines are available in USA. And our people, fools, who are going there, buy this and come here. No? You would have all seen one extract called as curcumin. In USA market, one capsule is $1, 80 rupees. These people go there and buy, this is very good in antioxidant, so I'm buying this, and they buy and eat here. What you are doing, you are actually adding the same turmeric into your sambar every day and you are having. Why the hell you need this medicine? For an American, they don't eat manjapodi, they don't eat turmeric. Okay, some business is there, some profit is there, let them enjoy. For us, there is one channel called Confused Indian in YouTube. We are confused, totally confused. See, if an American is wearing a suit and he is taking a wine, for his climate he has to wear a suit and he has to take more of butter and fat to keep his peripheral fat thick so that he will not feel the cool, he will not feel the cold. For us, we have only 3 climates, hot, hotter, hottest. Then what is the use of having a suit or taking butters or having a soup? A very comedial situation. See, we always in Tamil we say pasittu pusi, no? Which means eat only when you get hunger, no? So you have lot of acids already inside. They are all shouting at you. Why don't you fool, why don't you give me some food? Only then we have to eat. That is what our tradition and science and culture says. So that time when the acids are more, you have to start with a heavy food. That is why we start with payasam or a sweet. Right? Then you put ghee, dal, all heavy foods you eat. Then the acids reduce. Then to stimulate the acid, you go for kodambugal, which is all the more kodambu, the spicy kodambu and all you take. Then lot of fire inside. So you reduce the fire by putting buttermilk lastly. And if at all this procedure is heavy, then you go with tambulam, which is betel leaf. So do you take betel leaf every day at home? No. But if you go to a big Sangeet or a marriage function, are you offered a betel leaf there? Why? Have you ever taken sambar sadam last and curd rice first? Why? All this has a science. So sticking on to our culture, sticking on to our science is the best way to keep ourselves healthy. Modern medicine is not our science. Of course, for emergency, for complicated surgeries, we can approach modern medicine, but not for lifestyle diseases. That's my point here. So in USA, UK and all now, our system is flourishing. In US, we have California College of Ayurveda. Of course, you cannot use metallic medicines, but that also is going to be broken soon. In WAC, which is World Ayurveda Congress, which was held in Goa 3 months back. Did you ever come to know who is the CM of Goa? Dr. Pramod Sawant. He is a BAMS doctor. Do you know that? There are 2 BAMS doctors in India who are CMs. One is Pramod Sawant, other one go and research. BAMS, basically they are BAMS doctors. So in WAC, representatives from about 50 plus countries were called to see how to regulate Indian system of medicine in other countries. The first step to regulate and authorize our system in other countries is to go through government. So that is already done. By the time when you finish, Ayurveda will be completely authorized. Now also you get many job opportunities from the private sector in all these countries. In Dubai, always there is a requirement for an Ayurvedic doctor because there are a lot of therapy centers in Dubai. So you are not going to prescribe medicines, you are going to prescribe therapies there. So you have a lot of opportunity. My good friend, your vice principal, Dr. Jaikar, do you know he has branches in Malaysia? He has branches in Malaysia and I go and consult in his branches. He has a medical tourism which is working under him. See, you have people to inspire you just in front of you. You don't need to see somebody who is far away to get inspired. There are people just in front of you. So, in Malaysia, before COVID, Dr. Jaikar was managing 8 centers. But now some government things and some COVID restrictions are still in place, so we are not able to practice freely. We will kick back it again. I went to China in 2015. Okay, there was a big conference. So I prepared a lot day and night without sleep to say that Ayurveda is superior, like what speech I gave, like that. I prepared for 3 days before starting. I wanted to prove that our system is the superior and advanced system, and Chinese medicine came out of Ayurveda. That is what I wanted to prove. So I prepared and I was in all guns to meet the conference people there. And I was with a little bit of attitude, I was sitting and I thought all these people are very little people in front of us. So I have to prove, because they will definitely say that Chinese medicine is old. So I have to prove. That is what I prepared many slides on that and I went and sat. Then the senior most head of the Chinese TCM, Practitioners Association, came and spoke. So he started, as you know, Chinese medicine is a very old medicine. It got its origination from India. Like that he started. My preparation all went in vain. Then he gave points how Hu Singh was influential in bringing Ayurveda to China, how the Chinese Silk Route through Himalaya brought our medicines there, and how our basis started there and implemented there, and then how Chinese medicine developed. All these things he discussed. So such advancement is there in our system and it's still being practiced. Do you know the sad state? Ayurveda has only 8% of market share globally. whereas Chinese medicine has more than 80% of market share globally. It's a huge economy. See, modern doctors now fight that Ayurveda is not legal, Ayurveda has metals, Ayurveda will damage your kidney. Right? Have you come across this? But you know what all the modern companies are doing? Medicine manufacturing companies. They are all now flourishing with nutraceuticals. They call nutraceuticals, but they manufacture our medicine. Now what? Revital. What is Revital? Revital has ginkgo biloba, which is a Chinese drug. Again, our Withania somnifera, which is amukra or ashwagandha. Like that, most of the modern medicines, like what I said, curcumin, then moringa, then Atmagupta, which is the Sindopa. All these are now becoming a big market all over the world in the name of nutraceutical, but all these are Ayurvedic preparations. A paracetamol you cannot write for more than 5 rupees because the patient will go, okay, this is paracetamol, I'll get crocin, which is only 1 rupee. But if you write an Ayurvedic drug, there is no match because it has different combinations. So whatever rate is quoted, you have to buy. That is the situation. That is why silently all Ranbaxis, Dr. Reddy's, then Mankind Pharma, all these pharmas have developed a nutraceutical division and they are flourishing well, more better than their original division now. So that is the impact of nutraceutical understanding now. In the name of nutraceutical, actually Ayurveda is being propagated. But they don't want the brand Ayurveda because they are against brand Ayurveda. But they want the medicines. That is why they put a new word called nutraceutical and they are practicing. Yes, these are small things that you know, you will come to learn about how Ayurveda evolved. So we already Brahma, Spritva, Ayusha, Vedam we saw, then Rig Veda, Atharvana Veda, then we had documentations like Shakya Samhita, Shushruta Samhita, Vagbhatta, Ashtanga, Hridayam, Ashtanga, Sankraman all came into position. Then we had Muslim rulers who actually tried to suppress Ayurvedic system in India. Then we had British. Then we had the Indian government taking. Then we had a department for Ayush. Then recently in 2014 we had ministry, a separate ministry being given for ministry status being given for Ayurveda by the present central government. Next. So all this you will come to learn in your Ayurvedic history, Ayurvedic Itihasa. Is that a subject still now? I heard it is an elective subject. No, good. Then it's fine. Then next. So now you have postgraduate research institutes. You have, if I'm not wrong, 22 subjects on which you can do post-graduation. 22, right? Or are there anything more? 22 subjects you can do post-graduation. Previously there was only MD, MS. Now in MD we have so many divisions. Even Shalyam, Shalakyam has been divided. Shalyam has been divided into surgical, parasurgical, and Shalakyam, eyes separately and nose and throat separately. All these divisions have come into place. By the time you finish, you will still have much more divisions in your MD. And you have Shakiranam in BHU, which is MD in radiology for Ayurvedic doctors. Next. Next. So again, this is little old statistics, but still relevant. You have about 450 teaching institutes of Ayurveda in India, and about 100 of them are postgraduate research institutions. Lot of researchers are happening, and all these researchers you can find now. You have all internet, PubMed and ResearchGate and all. Many researchers are happening, and these researchers are being uploaded in many of these online databases. Next. You have many acts in place to regulate the practice, regulate the institutions, regulate the curriculum, regulate the drug manufacturing. All these are in place. This is just to tell you that how regulated our system is in India. Next. Yes. So scope after graduation, see, this is too early to discuss this for you because you have just joined your graduation, but still you can think about all these things for your future. So basically after BAMS you can start your practice, and if you want to develop your knowledge, attend as many as CMEs and workshops which are being conducted on a regular basis in your town. So that is the basic idea after BAMS for most of us, but we have other scopes to do. You have studies which is MD, MS, and not only MD, MS, you have many postgraduate diploma studies available. So you can think about that. You can think about research field because many companies like big companies like Dauber, Baidyanath and all are having research happening, and for that they need research. Graduates who have finished research. So that is one scope of way going forward. And then you have CCRAS and other research institutes by the government where you have you get postings like research fellows and junior research fellows, senior research fellows, scientists, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 and all. So all these are open and all these are through entrance. So all that you need to do is have a strong base now. So learn your subject thoroughly and try to live what you learn. That is very important, or else it will fade away. Okay, everything is relevant. Some points may not be relevant now, just ignore them. Don't question them. Okay, some points in your learning may not be relevant, but just ignore them. Because as I said, 3000 years old, so definitely certain things may not be relevant. Just ignore them. Don't keep questioning and don't doubt the authenticity of the system with such small irrelevance. Okay. So you have PG, 22 subjects, PhD is available, and PhD can be done in non-Ayurvedic subjects also. In Chennai also we have Madras University which is offering PhD. So in science with Ayurveda or history with Ayurveda, Sanskrit with Ayurveda, like that many PhDs can also be done. For that MD is not needed. If you are going through Ayurvedic PhD, you have to finish MD and then go to PhD. Then research field, Cranfield University UK is offering some courses on research for Ayurvedic graduates also. And manufacturing, Jamnagar BHU, you have B.Pharm for Ayurvedic doctors, and B.Pharm is not only for Ayurvedic doctors. After 12th, somebody can even choose B.Pharm to learn about Ayurvedic drug manufacturing. And then we have MBA in medicinal marketing by Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik. So all these are available. Other options nowadays, many international books on Ayurveda, health sciences and all are coming. All these are being managed and written by Ayurvedic doctors. So they are also doing good because outside India, these books are only reaching and making people aware of our system. So that is also a field in the future. Next. And you can also do an MBA. See, I had a vision of starting a hospital. So that is why I went for an MBA during my MD. I finished my MD and MBA both together. And along with that, you need to know that myself and Dr. Jaikar studied in nearby colleges for our post-graduation. And Dr. Jaikar and myself also studied MBA during the same time. We all had the same center to write exams. So that time we were meeting. And opportunities as those were studies. Now opportunities, as I said, self-practice. Then in the state you have assistant medical officer, district medical officer, state drug licensing authority. Various options are available for job. In colleges, teaching, non-teaching lines are available. Then in central union like CGHS, ESI, you have medical officer posts. All these are now through entrances. So you can very well prepare yourself for all these things, not only for your PG. I'll tell you one example. One of my friends, she wanted to have a PG seat. So she wrote her MD exams, entrance exams. She was in waiting list and she didn't get it. So if she would have got 13,000 as stipend for 3 years, every month. She didn't get it. Then she wrote AMO post, which is Assistant Medical Officer, Tamil Nadu State. If she would have got that time
she would have got the salary as 35,000 plus allowances for the rest of her life. But there also she got waiting list and she lost. Then she wrote some national exam. That also she lost with few. So, Adimel Adi, in Tamil will say Adimel Adi, blow after blow. But she was very positive and she was keeping on writing. After I joined my MD, she got one more exam. She wrote, she passed that. It was ESI. And she is Dr. Pavitra, who is working for ESI, Chennai. And the first salary she got was 75,000. 10 years, 12, 13 years back. So, Tavariyadu Labam. In Tamil we say Tavariyadu Labam. She left. She didn't get anything, but she was trying and she got much better post than all these things. So, keep trying. Always have that confidence. Definitely, you will shine. Dr. Pavitra is Dr. Jaikar's classmate. And as I said, even in insurance field, you have good opportunities. If at all you don't want to practice, then you have. Go to the previous slide. Yes, overseas opportunities I discussed. Insurance I already said. Dr. Parandaman, 2002-3 batch of your college is working in insurance field. And Accenture. Have you all heard about Accenture? Accenture is a medical coding company. Do you all know that? In Accenture, 300 doctors of Ayurveda and homeopathy are working. Do you know that? They are working from 9 to 5 and evening 6 to 7 they practice at home. They are drawing a salary there and they are also doing their private practice. Just to give you the scope that these are the scopes available right now. It's a medical transcription job. But by the time you finish, we may not get jobs in Accenture because already AI has started taking its picture. So we may not get it. All these will be automated. Next. So I discussed all these things. How to keep yourself healthy, that is very important. And then Aturasya Vikara Prashramanam, which is to cure the diseases. So first, being healthy is stressed in our system rather than treating diseases. Next. All these points then and there I discussed. Only in the fourth category, like life-threatening diseases, emergency management and surgeries, we are thinking of modern medicine now. So that's why I said modern medicine is not enemy to us. We also need and seek modern treatments in certain conditions, but that doesn't mean that we have to go and bow ourselves to modern science. Our science is equally and far more superior than the current science. There is something called a Swarna Prashana that you will learn in your Kaumar Bhatyam, which is pediatrics, which is a way of strengthening the immunity of the baby right from the first month. Then you also have something called as Jalavaka Vacharanam, which is leech therapy. What is the Dhanvantri slogam? Shankam Chakram Jalokam Tapta Ampratagadam Sukshma Sochadi Hridayam. Have you heard this? First learn this. Dhanvantri sloga says how a physician has to do. So the physician has to come with a leech. Jalavaka. You see a Dhanvantri photo, you will have a leech. Why? See, now somebody is unwell at your home, you call a doctor. How do you expect a doctor to come? At least a stethoscope. Why? Because all lifestyle diseases, heart, or wheezing, all these things. In olden days, were there lifestyle diseases? No. All scorpion bite, then snake bite, all these things were only there. So for that you need leech. So that is why in the olden days when the doctor is called, he is expected to come with a leech. That is why in Dhanvantri Swarupam, you always see one hand with Amrita Kadam, which is medicines. The other hand, he comes with a parasurgical instrument, which is leech. Yes. Kshara Sutra is again a very effective procedure. You will learn that in your final year in your Shalyam, which is surgery. So then
one of the best things that we do in Ayurveda is external therapies. You have seen that a patient comes, most of the times the doctor posts him for a treatment. External treatment, not only internal medicines. Why? Because we consider the skin is the biggest organ of the body. So we try to deliver a medicine through your skin. So that's called as transdermal drug delivery system. In fact, this is my thesis, and I proved that our medicines can be delivered through your skin to your body, and that is why I got the best paper award for my thesis. So why I'm telling us, we can use skin as a medium, we can use anus as a medium through enemas, we can use nose as a medium to drug delivery. That is why we use nasya. So just not IVs, but we have many other ways of delivering the drug into the body. Now modern medicine gives you patches, no? Diclofenac sprays and patches. This we did 3000 years back. We tried to deliver the drug locally. We put lepam, we put bandhanam, we put all the medicines locally. So that's why I'm saying our system is definitely advanced. Yes, so we only try to cure the cause, not the symptom that we discussed already. So the concept of detoxification is very relevant. You would have all known that your parents or grandparents would have been taking some medicine to purgate seasonally. Have you ever heard this? They will take Velakannai in Tamil. Once in 6 months they take Velakannai and detoxify themselves. Have some purgings to detoxify the stomach. So until then they were doing all these things, they never had big diseases. But on the other hand, now we take a lot of toxins, but we are not doing anything like this. That is why we will end up in big diseases, including cancers. So that is why Shodhana, detoxification, Panchakarma is relevant even today. Next. All this I discussed already. Ferrous sulfate, ferrous citrate, calcium carbonate, calcium oxide, all these things I discussed. Now I discuss why massage, why kashayams, drug delivery systems I discuss. Next. This Natu Marthum I said already. Our system is not grandma's portion. This is scientifically validated. Ayurveda and Siddha, since you are studying in Tamil Nadu and you also have a Siddha division in your college, you have to know what is the relationship. 85% to 90% both are same systems. Only difference is because of climatic, regional, cultural variations are between two systems. Otherwise, these two are same systems with same concepts. No need to worry, and there need not be any hesitation in using Siddha medicines in your practice. I use 30 to 40% of Siddha medicines in my practice. Okay? Next. 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 Thank you once again for the opportunity given to me. I hope by now you should have got some idea on how to exhibit ourselves as Ayurvedic doctors in front of the community, in front of the public. Be confident. I would say, in a way, you can even be arrogant in being an Ayurvedic doctor. So will you all say arrogantly that you are all Ayurvedic doctors? Will you all say? Yes. Just shout, we'll see. I am proud to be an Ayurvedic doctor.
Proud to be an Ayurvedic doctor.
You are all looking to be hungry Ayurvedic doctors. Not proud Ayurvedic doctors. Huh? Once again, I am proud and blessed to be an Ayurvedic doctor.
Proud and blessed to be an Ayurvedic
That's the spirit. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to the management. Our beloved Sriperambadur sir, our beloved Dharma sir, Maheshwari madam, and all the staffs, and my own good friend Dr. Jaikar. I thank them personally for giving me this opportunity to speak on Ayurveda to you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.